What's up, YouTube? Gia-Nina Hidalgo, still here in the city of Buffalo, New York State, dealing with these Polish pig people that just can't seem to get through to their heads that they cannot be anything besides on house arrest. They are guilty murdering sex offenders that kidnap and mutilate, torture, sodomize, rape, poison, assault, verbal, emotional, financial, abusive. They have OCD. They're very vindictive and jealous. There's a whole lot of them here in the city of Buffalo and all around. They're very nasty, disgusting people. They like to eat flesh. They like to eat STDs out of each other. They have these strange penises that they brag about. They're transgenders. My son, Jalen Hidalgo Santana Chivas, is still hostage at 79 Delsan Court in North Buffalo, 14216. And he's being raped and tortured and poisoned and starved, and he's still being made to kill threats as per fraud Navy soldiers that have been dicking around with our ships that bring supplies all over the world, because we own everything and we're in business. We also own Pinterest and Pinterest Lite and everything else. Everybody else seems to think that everything is very nice and there's order and things in other states and around the world. They're also guilty of Spanish genocide, is it? Or homicide, is it? Puerto Rico is filled with black and white people, mixed with black and white. There are no Hispanics left on that island at all. They're all dead because of these Polish pig people. And Johnny, who everybody knows is the Puba's flunky, and Evie are the leaders of that. And Lydia, who claimed to be also Puerto Rican, who is just a black and white nasty little thing, is very proud that the Puerto Rican people are dead. And would like to see, all Hispanics on heroin, strung out, what few of us are left, and in the streets dying and things like that. And that was her plan over 25 years ago. So that really happened to Puerto Rican people. So they're dead. And this is why Sasha, Cassandra, Melissa, and a few other of their family believe that they can be queen of it. All these people are also guilty of transing children to a realm where they're tortured and their faces are cut and they're killed. And I don't know, what to even do about that, because I'm a Christian. The only thing I could do is pray, and it's disgusting. Jordan, my second oldest son, and Jonathan, my youngest son, have been in California and Florida at our homes with the Air Force. We're still in business all over the world, like I said. And Some threats are still coming in. We have intercepted. This is crazy when it was just a simple move from Buffalo to, either coast where we would like to be. So I'm not understanding why me and Jalen are still here and those soldiers have not been, escorted off or, arrested, walked off. But they did receive pink slips from the Air Force. And I'm hearing that Rick Ross and Trina, our artists, two of our artists in music, are stealing from us. And they're sitting right down there in Florida because Trina is Evie's relative. And Rick Ross got a little jealous again. I'm going to say again because, a few of y'all was laughing at my father, when he was taken to Puerto Rico and tortured and murdered and was researched, and Rick Ross was involved in that. So, bricky and, supplies and all that. And there's order. There's not just, this pirate shit because you're not king and Trina is not man or woman enough for you in the first place. Depending on the stupid bitch. Shit. So, I'm going to need you to stop touching shit. I'm going to have to, pluck this nigga in his head or something. And this bitch. That one? So anyway, and a few dyslexic Muslims that can't seem to get it through their thick skull that they cannot be anything and they don't even want to be anything, they just want to ruin things. So, I don't know what to do with that besides put it in a psych ward. Prison, psych ward, those are the options. So Jalen was here a few hours ago, this evening, and he's still, under threat as of a few hours ago this evening. It is September 2024. So, and this nigga at 79 Delson, Evelyn, who is really Danny or something, I don't know what the fuck his name is, thinks that destructing the world because he's a delusional transgender that doesn't understand things and money is a goal or an accomplishment for him and his entire family of Polish pig people that are mixed with African American, of a mother that was just ridiculously stupid and had all these babies that she and the father could not take care of. And I'm supposed to pay stipends for these destructive people just because your parents didn't use birth control? And all of y'all are a gazillion years old or, just so fucked up mentally that you can't function. And I'm supposed to pay those stipends and rents and gas and lights and groceries, and then they be that they don't really eat food, so, well, what do you eat if you don't eat food? It's a few sitting on Clark with penises in their stomachs and things like that. It's a few sitting on Swan that's hater and dyslexic and, nosy as a motherfucker. It's a few sitting on the east side that just can't mind their fucking business and just won't shut the fuck up and leave us alone. it's a few in other places that I do not know where they are that just keep screaming that I'm a nigger, and that's all they understand is nigger, nigger, nigger. And so, then nobody want to deal with those. They can't get it through. So we got a few writing past fucking around with my dishwasher because they think it's a sex offense to have a dishwasher, which is completely delusional. Another one that can't understand Bluetooth, that fucks with my Bluetooth, and that's completely delusional. So, they're still threatening to put the wolf every day in this apartment. And this little nigga that y'all all know, Derek Walker, is delusional and has dementia and depression and things like that. He also smokes crack and takes e-pills and is married to Peter, aka Sasha. So, on a daily basis, that can't get right, and it ain't gonna work as far as business or anything, just because he wants something lucrative, and he cannot do anything but kill and steal, use stuff, and bring it back to Peter, or Pete, aka Sasha, who jerks off and smears clap disease and semen all over everything and can't handle nothing anyway. Who is also a heroin addict and very erratic, jealous, emotional, and unstable mentally. So those cannot be the king and queen of any motherfucking thing anyway, because I'm the queen. And that don't make no sense. You cannot follow behind these two. You cannot follow behind Andrea and Quadir. You cannot follow behind John Clifford and Letitia. You cannot follow behind LaQuinta and Cheddar Bear or whoever else she got pregnant with, a pig. Jaws is not Hove. He's not Jay-Z. He did music locally, and all y'all hated him in the first place. And anyway, thinking that he was. And he went around saying he was the king of Africa, and he is not. And neither is Ray John. So y'all need to let that go. Ray John is Jonathan, my son, and my daughter Gianna, who are twins. That is their father. But he is not royalty. He is not the king of Africa or any other country. My son, Jonathan, my daughter Gianna, Jalen, my oldest son, Jordan, my second oldest son, are royalty with me. My mother, Wendy, got kicked out of royalty a long time ago. She is not entitled to anything. We tried to help her, and she went to an attorney that threatened to kill me and tried to say that she was entitled to something. With the money that we gave her to escape these Polish pig people's father, who she claims abuses her and is very ridiculous and obsessed, and will kill her at will any day that he realizes she's a Barbie. So, that don't make no sense. So, like I said, here we are again. It's September 2024. Me and Jalen are still here in Buffalo. Carlos Santana, aka Kevin Gates, is pretty useless at this point in the whole 25 years or more. Michelob it's kind of useless with this case, thinking that he could take over the Air Force, being FBI, just to divert and kill me. And he think he can go into business, and he's delusional at times. Ray John is very jealous and confused and vindictive and demented as well. They cannot be anything. Yeah, his career is successful, as Kevin Gates or whatever, but that is useless to me because it's Islam that he is stuck using, and then won't get yourself out to be who you are. So, Jalen helped you get a little money. That's going to be that, and that's it. I'm not doing business with you. I'm not doing business anymore with Mikolo, baby father or not. And Ray John was given $60 billion, and I don't know, Jonathan and Gia-Nina are 18 years old, and he still don't know where the card is. So, that's stupid in the motherfucker. So, anyway, please let Jalen come here to my apartment, and we will go home to California with my 2 sons and the Air Force. Stop threatening him. Stop making fun of him, because it'll prove that you're mentally retarded and dyslexic. That's what it's proving for 25 years. The 3 boys, Jalen, Jordan, and Jonathan, and Gia-Nina, are not Wilsons at all. They're not Jaw's children, Streets, or Young Streets. They're not his children. My 4 kids are his cousins. If you can understand. If I call my boyfriend, you're getting beat up, so I'm going to leave it like that.